What's up, you guys? Welcome back. Today I am super excited because it is finally spring. So we're gonna be doing an easy, everyday, updated spring makeup routine. And I don't always switch up my makeup routine with the seasons, but I've definitely had a lot of new products that I've really been loving, that I've been using all the time, that I wanted to share with you guys. And for today, we're going to do entirely drugstore too. So every single product I'm gonna be using is from the drugstore, so it's affordable. You guys can find it easily, and they all work together to create a really pretty easy everyday look. So this is not gonna be like a complicated full glam and nothing like that, just like easy, go-to, quick, you know it's gonna work, and everything is affordable. So that's what we're gonna do today. Make sure you guys subscribe to my channel if you have not already, and click the little bell right next to the subscribe button so you can be notified of all my future uploads. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. All right, up first, before we even jump into makeup, let's talk skin, because I have never gotten so many questions about my skin, my skincare routine, as of recently. I, like many other people in the past couple of years, have gotten a lot more serious about skincare. I am also turning 30 years old, literally very soon. I'm not sure on the exact day that this video is gonna go up, but my birthday is April 5th, and I will be turning 30 years old on April 5th, so it is soon. So I gotta be taking care of the skin. Thankfully, I have taken decent care of it throughout most of my life, but I've definitely had a lot more skin issues in my older years, which is so interesting. When I was in like high school and like a teenager, didn't really have any issues with my skin. And then as I got older, I started to have a lot more issues with my skin. I dealt with pretty bad acne that I have finally been able to get under control. And I also have rosacea, which is something that I feel like I always kind of knew it, but never really addressed it. I was always just kind of like, oh yeah, like I have redness in my skin. Recently in my skincare routine, I've added in tretinoin, which I feel like that's very, very popular. I've heard so many people talk about it and how it like changed their skin completely. And this is actually tretinoin and azelaic acid. I believe that's how you pronounce it, but I've added this into my skincare routine, and it really has helped my skin significantly. And I feel like it's definitely helping with the rosacea. And I know tretinoin also really helps to keep acne away too, because that I don't ever want to have to go through again. So this has helped a lot. This is a prescription. I got it through Dermatica, which made it very easy. Basically, it's like an online service. You send them in pictures of your face, so like side, front, side, so they can really see everything. Tell them about your concerns, and then they will customize a formula for you. And you get a 28-day supply of it, because they'll help monitor your progress. So if you want to like switch it up, add something new to your routine, they can help you do that and personalize a formula for you. And you can do it online, which I personally feel is just a lot easier. It has made a big difference for me. So if you guys want to check out Dermatica, they did give me a code where you guys can use code Kelly1. That'll give you your first month free and then 10% off of your second month, which is normally $24.99. So I'll have it linked down below if you guys want to check it out. If you're on a similar skin journey to me and you just like don't know where to go next, I have found it helpful and effective. So I will link it down below if you guys want to check it out. All right, now let's jump into our makeup. Now, first things first, I have been loving this CoverGirl color correcting serum moisturizer primer. So it has a lot of claims, but honestly, it's so good. I have the yellow one, which I was unsure about when I first got it, because I was like, I don't know. It's supposed to be a dullness reducer, and honestly, I love the look that this gives to my skin. Some days I wear this on its own without any even product on top of it, because I feel like it just brightens my skin and gives me a glow. And it doesn't really leave like a yellow cast to the face. It's just like a brightened, pretty glow, and I love it. There's no coverage or anything added from it. So obviously if you want coverage, a foundation would be your next step to go on top of it, which I'm gonna do today, but it looks so pretty on its own. Because when I purchased it, I think it was like $14.99 or so, so it is a little bit higher end for drugstore. So I was kind of like, all right, let's see if this is good. And it really, honestly, is worth every penny, I think. I really like it. So it has definitely been a favorite of mine. For foundation, L'Oreal True Match. Y'all, this is like so good. I know it was out forever, but it didn't used to have a pump, so I never really reached for it. They did change up the formula a little bit too, but now that it has a pump, I can't stop using this, I swear. And the formula, it just blends into my skin so good. So I'm actually gonna do a little mixeroo, and I'm gonna do a little bit of the Physicians Formula Butter Glow Liquid Bronzer, just so my face is a lot lighter than the rest of my body, with the foundation. So I'm gonna do a little mix of both. Just gonna put it on the back of my hand, a little bit of the liquid bronzer from Physicians Formula. I really like this. That's just what it looks like. And then a pump of the L'Oreal. I'm gonna kind of just use my sponge to like mix them up and then apply onto the face. And it's gonna give a really pretty bronzy sort of glow. And it is gonna give you coverage, but it's still gonna look very natural like skin. So perfect for every day. Okay, once I have that all on and blended, we're gonna jump into a concealer. I've been loving the Makeup Revolution IRL Filter Finish Concealer. Gives a really great coverage, isn't like drying or anything to the under eyes. In my opinion, it's a night and day from its foundation counterpart, which made my skin so like dry and just like not cute looking. The concealer I love. I use shade C6, so it gives me a little bit of brightness because it's a bit lighter than the foundation that I used. What I would say is like medium coverage, so perfect for every day. Not gonna be like super full coverage, but definitely cover up if you didn't get a full like 8 hours of sleep the night before, and will last well throughout the day too, which is obviously super important. Okay, for contour, we're gonna use the Flower Beauty Low Light Liquid Contour. This is so stinking good. I've talked about this before. It dries quick, so it's one of those products that you want to apply and then blend. Like, don't apply it all over your face and then like wait to blend it, because it does dry quickly, but when you blend it immediately, blends super easily, and I think looks really, really nice, and is obviously a fraction of the cost of the Charlotte Tilbury one, but does give a very similar look. I like the Milani one too. Milani has like a contour wand, which is also really nice, but you guys have also seen me use that a lot, so figured I'd switch it up, but you really can't go wrong with either. And the shade I'm using in this one is medium. I believe it comes in 3 shades, like light, medium, and deep. Okay, for blush, when spring comes around, I always immediately think of pink, like for the flowers and stuff. I'm wearing pink today. I got the pink nails, everything. So this is the Makeup Revolution blush in the shade Dolly Rose. I really like this. It's very pretty. When I first tried this, I tried it to see, because a lot of people were saying that this is a dupe for the Rare Beauty liquid blushes, and I said that it wasn't. And I stand by that. It's not. It's not as pigmented as the Rare Beauty ones are. Like you saw, I did 3 dots on my cheek of this. If I did that with Rare Beauty, the blush would be all over my face because they're so pigmented. So although not a Rare Beauty dupe, very pretty nonetheless, and I do use them a lot. And honestly, I could have used less, probably like two dots of it, but we'll blend it and it'll work, but nonetheless really pretty. And I feel like spring is all about the rosy cheeks, the pops of pink, so over blushing is okay. Okay, moving on to a powder, the Maybelline Superstay. This has been an everyday favorite for me. This is so good, especially if you're looking to add a little extra coverage to the skin. Because this is technically a foundation powder, it's gonna help to add a little coverage and set the skin as well. But I don't find it to be drying or cakey or anything like that, so I really, really like it. Okay, zoomed you guys in a little bit more because we're gonna do our brows now, and then the eyes. So for brows, CoverGirl Micro Brow. Y'all already know I love this. I'm gonna use this to kind of line underneath the brow to give it a baseline. And then I'm gonna jump in with the Milani Stay Put Liquid Brow Wax. This is just a clear brow wax, so it's not gonna add any tint or anything to your brows, but it'll help to kind of like fluff them up and give them a little more texture, I would say. So I like to go through with this, and I like this one specifically because it doesn't change the color of your brows. It just kind of like molds them how you want it. And I'll let that dry, so that'll normally take like 30 seconds. Then once that's set down, I'll just go in anywhere where I have some sparsity. Is that even a word? Some sparse areas in my brows, and just kind of feather in with the pencil some little brow strokes, just so the brows still look natural. And it really doesn't take that long to do this, but it'll just fill them in a little bit more. And I feel like it gives a really nice look to the brow. I'm gonna go in and curl my lashes real quick before we go in with mascara. When it comes to my eyes on a daily basis, I definitely don't do too much, to be completely honest. So I'm gonna go in with the Milani Anti-Gravity and just layer this on my lashes. I really like the Milani Anti-Gravity. They also have like a new lash extension one, which is nice. The e.l.f. Lash and Roll, and then also the Maybelline Sky High. Those like 4, probably forgetting there's others too, but those 4 from the drugstore I love, and kind of like cycle in between. But Milani Anti-Gravity, I love this. Gives a lot of length and lift to my lashes, which I love, and I feel like it looks good, and it doesn't take a long time. Like I don't have to sit here and do like 12 coats of it. It just looks good after like 1 to 2 coats. So when you're running short on time, it's great. Okay, once I have this all on, normally on a daily basis, I'm only doing mascara on my upper lashes, because when I normally do my mascara on my lower lashes, when I do like a full eyeshadow look, which I don't do on a daily basis, to be completely honest. If I do eyeshadow, I keep it minimal, but what I've been liking doing is taking a color, so it really doesn't matter what color you use. I'm gonna use the Milani Gilded Mini Palette. This one is in the shade The Wind Down, so it's more purple, so we could have a little bit of like a color. I feel like purpley and pinks for spring are fun, so I'm gonna use this darkest shade, so it's like a dark plum, and I'm gonna take that on a small angled brush, and I'm gonna create a wing almost off of my lashes, but I'm not even gonna really do liner on my lash line. I just create a little wing like that right on the side of my eye, which I feel like adds a little bit. It looks almost like you have full liner on, but it takes 2 seconds, and you don't actually have to worry about like going in with a liquid liner and actually getting your liner, because that could take me like a 10-minute ordeal, which I don't have on a daily basis all the time. But I feel like just doing that and kind of connecting it to that lash line so you don't really see that there's a separation almost makes it look like you took the time to do like your liner, and it's like really thin and precise, even though it's not, and you don't have it like fully all over your lid. So I'll do that, and then I'll just take a light color. So I'm gonna take this lightest color in the palette, and I'm gonna mix it actually with a little bit of the lightest shimmer. And I'm gonna just pop that in my inner corners and right beneath the brow bone. But again, you could do this with a brown palette. You could do it with like any sort of colorway that you want. If you want more of like a pop, like a bold liner or whatever. But I feel like the purple is pretty for spring. Then for my liner, I'm just gonna jump in with the ColourPop Cream Gel Liner in Exit, which is white, and pop that in the waterline. Also really like Honeydew, which this is like a tan one. I'm gonna actually go over with a little bit of that because it kind of is like a little more subdued than the bright white, but it gives that same kind of brightened effect to the eyes, just a little more naturally. Then jumping back into my face, I'm gonna go in with a little bit of this Lottie London Sunkissed bronzer, just to add a little bit of bronziness back into the skin. This blush from this Relove by Revolution palette from Walmart, which this whole palette was like $3, but the blush is so pretty. I have been using it non-stop on the cheeks, and it literally pretty much is like a blush that also gives you a highlight because it has like a golden shimmer to it. So you don't even really need to add any highlight on because this gives it to you like a blush and highlight in one, which I love. So I'm gonna just add that a little on the nose. If I wanna add highlight and go the extra mile, I'll go in with a little bit of ColourPop's Lunch Money. This is really pretty, and you guys can now get ColourPop at Target. So top my cheeks with a little bit of that, as well as the nose. And then for lips, I'm gonna go in with the Catrice Plumping Lip Liner. This is in the shade Starring Roll. And I'm gonna just line my lips to give them a little base line. It's like very similar to my lip color, maybe like 2 shades darker. And then go in with some of the NYX Fat Oil Lip Gloss. I love this. The shade I have is Supermodel. It's so pretty. It's basically like a lip oil, lip gloss sort of thing. So it gives the prettiest juicy glow to the lips and is a pretty little pink shade. And that is it, you guys. So super, super easy. Isn't gonna take too much out of your day, but you'll definitely look super put together. So let me know what your like go-to drugstore everyday staples are. I would love to hear. And maybe like I would love to do a video where like I try all of your favorite everyday drugstore products. That would be kind of fun because everybody obviously has different favorites. So let me know if you guys want to see that. Let me know what your favorites are down below. I'll link everything that we talked about in today's video in the description box, so check there. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you very soon in my next video. Bye.